Sublime text, small efforts from our side to understand. Yoga Vaashishtha Maharamayana. Fortunate is for us at least to know that it is existing and to know that these are its contents. May we deserve to deeply study it, which we are not now capable of. But as we go on doing, we will become capable. Let us try. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo. Om Yairime Gurubihi Purvam. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam. Om Nidhaye Sarvavidyanam. Om Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrusham Tattvamasyadiraksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Parabrahmane Shrutimatre Samasta Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidya Acharyebhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Sri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Sri Vashishthadi Rishibhyo Namaha. Sankalpaha Tesham Sarvesham Krupanugraheण Upanishad Yoga Vasishta Maharamayana Ukta Brahmatmaikya Bodhena Asmin Kshane Eva Moksha Kaivalya Praptyartham Sanatana Dharmasya Vishwavyapti Vishwa Adhyatmika Pragatyartham Dharma Samstavaganam Nitya Nirantara Digvijayartham Sri Rama Mandiravat Shiva Krishnadi Mandiradinam Punaravapte Teshu Nirantara Shastra Adhyenadinam Dwara भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलनपूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री राम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति मोक्ष प्रकरण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम अध्ययनम साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः। ओम यत सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरेवनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग्ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखकरं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मुहुः विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं पदं ज्ञानादेवात्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातोऽसौ स्वसदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नता स्मः पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये ॐ श्रीरामचन्द्र परब्रह्मणे नमः वसिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः श्रीयोगवासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रं तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणं लीलोपाख्याने मरणानंतर स्थितिवर्णनं नाम चतुःपञ्चाशत्तमः सर्गः. In this 54th sarga, we will see these few topics. One, the niyati of the objects. Niyati means everything in this world has a way to play as per the Ishvara Sankalpa. Nobody can change it. It goes on going on. We just have to just accept it. If you don't accept, we just suffer, that's all. For our sake, that niyati cannot be changed. Whether we understand it or not, accept it or not, it goes on like that. Second is the maranakrama. Then third one is bhoga, sukha dukkha bhogas and the role of karma in it. Then, according to our own gunas and acharas, our ayu, nirnaya, as well as our even the swasthata ityadi. These are the few topics that are addressed in this sarga. This huge sarga, yesterday, about 80 above slokas, we have, I think, done the chanting of it. Okay. Having said in the last sarga about who will reach to the Sukshma Lokas, Ativahika Lokas, and who will not, continuing that topic, Mother Saraswati says, okay, Om Sri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namaha, Sri Vashishtha Maharshe Namaha, Sri Maha Saraswati Jnapti Devi Matre Namaha, Chatushpanchashattama Sargaha, Sri Devi Vach. Let us see. 1. तस्माद् ये वेद्यवेत्तारः ये वा धर्मं परं श्रिताः आतिवाहिकलोकांस्ते प्राप्नुवन्ति हनेतरे. Other than this Sthula Sharira and this Loka, the higher Sukshma worlds, while living in this body, reaching the Ativahika Deha. Otherwise, after the Mrityu, everybody will have to go into the Sukshma Loka. The Sthula Sharira is left, that Jiva in a Sukshma Rupa only moves ahead. So, Tasmat, therefore, Ye, whoever are Vedya Vettara, means those who have known the Yoga Prakriyas and have practiced. And also Vedyam is Paramatma Tattva Adhisthana, the knowers of that. So either you have already known the truth or you have, through the yoga sadhana, have gone beyond the Sthula Sharira Tadatmya. They are called Vedya Vettaraha, Yova Dharmam Param Sritaha, or those who are in that Paramadharma. Let us say in Bhakti Bhasha is the Bhakti and Sharanagati. Ativahika Lokan te prapnuvanti ha naitare. They are the ones who, while being in this body only, can go beyond this Sthula Sharira, reach to Ativahika. Or through sadhana, they can reach to Ativahika, stay there, and even Deha also. For them, no more Sthula, because Stulata of the Deha is only a Bhranti. They, in this very life, conquered that Bhranti. For others, it looks to be a Sthula Sharira, but for them it's an Ativahika Deha. Who will achieve that? Vedya Vettaraha, then Param Dharmam Sritaha. Those who are taking the Paramadharma support of the Parama Bhakti, or the yoga or Vedanta jnana, they will be able to reach to Ativahika Deha, and not those who are told in the earlier Sarga, who are so solidly identified with this Stula Deha इत्यादि पकड़ के रखा है जन्म जन्म से, then created so many vasana sanskara in us that we are forced to live like a slave, with the stula sharira alone as me, and to come out of this seeming bonded labor of getting bound by the stula deha adi, how much struggle we have to do, for the country to get freedom in the outer world only, India, it had to fight for 90 years. So from how many lives we are having this bondage of the Hosmi? Is it not to come out of that bondage? How much of the struggles we have to go through and work? Then Adhibhautika Dehatvam Mithya Brahma Mayatmakam Katam Satye Sthitim Yati Chayaste Katamadape. So Katam Atape Chaya Aste. When there is deep, that's very hard sunlight is there, bright and blazing and brilliant, how can there be chaya, the shadow? As much they cannot go together. In the same way, adi bhautika dehatvam, this adi bhautika dehatta, which is mithya and which is brahmamayatmakam, when one has reached to through the sadhana, the sadvastu sthiti or at least jiva sthiti, katam satye sthitim yati. This is a crucial discussion. For all of us, the stula sharira is more reality and sukshma is there or there not, we don't know it even. But when the sadhana is done and recognized, it just turns around that sukshma ativahika deha is more realistic than this stula in the understanding. When we really through sadhana reach to that, then once the bright blazing sun comes, there is no shade shadow. ऐसा नहीं होता. उसी तरह in the तादात्म्य of the सूक्ष्म अतिवाहिक स्थिति, स्थूल देहास सत्ता will not be there. Very powerful discussion it is. When these Vedantic knowledges are more and more heard, studied, contemplated, though it is tough, but we try. Little when the understanding comes, this Stula Sharira, Tadatmya notions, and all the samsara is only because Aham Devasmina, they all start going away. This is called moksha through jnana. Really, when we abide in the Ativahikata, so your problem gaye hai. Even go beyond Ativahika, discover identity with Aham Brahmasmi, then we are the eternal blissful self. Whenever we achieve it, 1 life, 2 life, 10 life, 100,000, we don't know. But for that, the seeds are sown now in our everyday classes for those who are coming. Then those mature in their own time. But when the seed is sown, as we have to water it, protect it, so too by being regular, sincere, we water and protect. While our other life of the samsara, the karma phala, it goes on. We will not add the new one, but what is going on, we'll just watch it. So these are the few cares when we take while going through all this exercise, then we will be rising in our intellectual deeper understandings. Okay. So the point is what? The question is, even if somebody goes to Brahmadi Lokas, the practice of this Bhuloka must give them the Stula Deha there also, na? Because the Vasana Samskara. The answer here, two answers. One, in that Brahmadi Loka, the Stula Dehadi are not possible, not required to. While reaching to that Brahma Loka only in the Sadhana Kala, all the Stula Deha Karanas, they are all burnt away. That is the answer to this question in that second shloka. Adi Bhautika Dehatvam Mithya Brahmamayatmakam Katam Satya Sthitim Yati. Satya means in that Satya Loka, Brahma Loka. Chaya Aste Katam Atape. How can there be Chaya where there is Gamasan Atapa? So this is what is second mantra. Then he says, what about that Leela then? Okay. Ki, what about Leela? How did she get that Adi Bhautika Deha when she went to the Padma's place? Answer is कि लीला विदित वेद्यानो परमं धर्ममाश्रिता केवलं तेन सा भर्तुः कल्पितं नगरं गता. So neither Leela is realized the Tattva Jnana, nor she has done lots of the yoga abhyasa sadhana by herself. But still she has become my devotee. So because she became my devotee, I have blessed her, therefore she could go to that loka. Isn't it? She did not get the Tattva Jnana, nor she has got yoga sadhana for herself to go there. But she did the upasana of me, so I have blessed her. Therefore, Kevalam tena sa bhartuhu kalpitam nagarangata. है ना? This is another important. थोड़ा टफ है समझना कि how did she go with gross body to that Padma's place? If this is the question asked, answer is even the Raja Padma, with all his solidity of this Deha and all the beings around solidly with the Deha living, yet from higher standpoint, they are all again in the Sukshma only, taking the Stula as the real. Therefore, in one way, that is also Kalpita Loka. So she asked me, I said, Tathast. So because you ask, I give you this Stula Sharira, yet the Sukshma alone is higher reality. You are asking me, you are insisting me, so I am blessing you with that notion that the Stula Deha is real and Aham Dehosmi. Ityadi. Now the Prabhuddha Leela asked Saraswati Mata some questions and very tough, impossible to understand intellectual things come up. So what? We'll just read through. Her point is एवं ऐशा प्रयातास्तु ठीक है she has gone there, let her go. But bharta pashya mamambike, mama bharta means that body is lying here. Pravruttah prana santyage, he is just about to die. Actually he is dead and gone, but still she is thinking. Kartavyam kimihadhuna. So, what is the kartavya here? My husband is leaving the body and going. So, here is kartavya is not what I have to do. Here, how to understand the things, how to understand the happenings. In Leela's inquisitiveness here, the questions ask about, she's asking about the possibilities of all the various things that are in front. A big list is given here. See, bhava bhaveshu bhavanam katham niyatiragata. So bhavaniyati and abhavaniyati. कहाँ से आया है? Bhavaniyati is when it is there, it is there. The sharira, as long as it is alive. At that time, the food comes to it, it consumes it, and then it digests. The bhava is going on. That is a niyati. But when the time of departure comes, it goes. When the jiva goes, the body is dead. How you to the dead body you give the food? It won't take the food and continue living. ऐसा होता है क्या? बंदा मर गया है लेकिन शरीर खाना खा रहा है, नहीं होता. This is called abhava niyati. Bhava niyati, when the jiva is there in the sharira, then the sharira का पोषण सब कुछ हो रहा है. That is a niyati everywhere. And the sharira left the abhava of the shariras, any functions. That also niyati. So, bhava bhaveshu bhavanam bhava bhaveshu katham niyati agata. Okay. Katham bhuyo api aniyatir mruti janmadi suchita. Again, from the Vedantic standpoint, neither janma is there nor mrityu is there. Karke, then again the aniyati. Niyati is certainty. Aniyati is uncertainty. Certainly the body is there, jiva is in that living. Certainly he is dying. So one standpoint you tell. When I try to understand it, accept, suddenly you say both. This Janma as well as Jivanam as well as Mrityu. They are again unreal, you say, Aniyati. There is a sadhana which you do. When you do that and reach to a state called Chidakasha, all of these are not at all there, you say, like in the Mandukyadi. Katam bhuyaha api aniyatihi murti janmadi suchita. कैसा इसका सूचना हो रहा है? I just want to understand. So, what is it? So, that means what? In this body, etc., the living, the happinesses, etc. So, too, when misfortune comes, dukkha, etc., then the time comes departure. How all these have come into existence at all primordially. Matlab, when a very near and dear one dies, every individual who are very close to have all these unanswerable questions. कि जीव जन्म क्यों लेते हैं और मर क्यों जाते हैं और मिलते क्यों हैं, फिर इकट्ठे रहते क्यों हैं, फिर अटैचमेंट बढ़ाते क्यों हैं, then after that when one departs, so much of misery to the other one. ये हुआ कहाँ से शुरू, हो क्यों रहा है, where from it has started, why it is all going on tamasha. This is a big question, है ना? The big question. Yeah. In advance only, I'll tell you the three answers for this question before we study elaborately the 80 shlokas of this sarga. One is what? In pure Brahman, they are not there. ठीक है? Second is, it is Ishvara Leela. Third is what? This is how individual and samashti jivas, by their own ignorance, they are invoking all this from Ishvara. In this, in Brahman it is not there, nobody can change it. Ishvara Leela, you cannot touch him. Third remains is our own ignorance and ignorance born delusions. If these things you can rectify, then you will directly enter into the reality. Then these all questions go away. They get uprooted. In Brahmanubhuti, the problems, questions are not solved or answered, but they are dissolved. Like when you wake up to waking plain from the dream. What is happened to all dream questions and problems? Are they answered or they dissolved? They're not answered. They dissolved. How? Because they're not real. When it's not real, क्या सवाल पूछने का? Think about it like any movie. It is not real. There's no सवाल to पूछो that. Somebody projection stories ने बनाया, आज उसको एक्शन किए, देखो वह बस टाइम वेस्ट करो और कुछ नहीं. It's not real. What question you'll ask? In this way. Okay. Then katham swabhava samsiddhi. Okay. How come swabhava samsiddhi is happening? Katham sattha padarthagaha. So how come the padarthas have that existence? And to each of the padartha, how the bhava, how the swabhava is coming to it. कोई भी एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पूछ रहे कुछ, कथम अग्न्यादिश उष्णत्वम, how the where from that ushnata came to the agni adi. So to prithvi adau sthirata katham, how this solid sthirata on the earth, है ना? 50 साल उसी गांव में हो तो 50 साल से the earth is sthira only like that. It has not changed. And from childhood I am saying the agni is ushna only. I just want to see a cold fire. That you can see only when your wife is sleeping, a fire is sleeping cold. Otherwise, I've never seen. Yes, Swabhava Samsiddhi and Satta. Satta is fire is existing. Swabhava is it is hot. Satta is Prithvi is existing. Swabhava is it is very hard. How come? That Prithvi Ado Sthirata. So to Himadishu Katham Shaityam. How in that snow or the barf ice totally contrasting that coolness. See the total different दोनों में. एक तरफ हाथ में आप कोयला ले लो जलता हुआ, दूसरे हाथ में बर्फ ले लो, ले लो, पहले ले लो, फिर 2 मिनट का बोलता हूँ। Isn't it? How much difference is there, you see? How come that? Himadishu katham saityam, then katham satta kala khadeshu. Where from this time has come, and it is going on, moving, moving, and in the time the whole things are changing, and my time of departure coming. What a funny thing. Kha means Akasha. Where from this Akasha came, where from this time came means Desha Kala की बात पूछ रही है. Then भावा भाव ग्रह उत्सर्ग है ना, भाव अभाव ग्रह एंड उत्सर्ग. Then next स्थूल सूक्ष्म दृशः कथम. So something is स्थूल, something is sukshma, something is bhava, something is abhava. So the stula is bhava padartha, you can see and touch and tangible it is. Sukshma is unseen abhava. So stula, sukshma, bhava, abhava, then you can catch the stula, therefore graha. And sukshma you cannot, agraha. Or stula kahi, you can do the graha holding, and utsarga you can drop it. ये सब कैसे कहाँ हो रहा है? Her question is watching the whole thing. He is asking about where from these Stula Nama Rupa have come, how come each of them have their own qualities, where from this space came in which all these are hanging, and what is that funny time which is changing the world continuously, isn't it? Put a plant there and water it. In time that grows only, it will out, otherwise it will die. But कुछ तो कर रहा है वो काल, सब में रहकर अपना काम कर रहा है, सबको बदल रहा है, सबको बड़ा कर रहा है. Where from it is happening? So to katham atyantam uchrayam. So where from this uh, growth of all these things? Truna gulma naradikam. है ना? Very interesting ना? Truna gulma nara. Truna grass blade. अब उसको कुछ भी कितना भी पिलाए पानी डालो, वो उतना ही ग्रो होता है वो. It is not becoming like gulma tree. Gulma is big tree. Now the big tree, you tell it to be small like a plant और a grass blade, वो नहीं हो रहा. हाउ कम? वही अर्थ है, वही पानी है. नर अधिकम मनुष्य, ह्यूमन ग्रोइंग इन दैट वे टू वन हाइट. उससे ज्यादा आओ बढ़ो ना. वाई ओनली दैट 5.8 और 6 और 7.5 मैक्सिमम? क्यों पेड़ की तरह नहीं ग्रो कर रहे? वाई द ह्यूमन बीइंग इज नॉट स्मॉल लाइक ब्लेड ऑफ ग्रास नॉर बिग लाइक ए ट्री. So to why tree is not small like grass blade? So to why blade of grass is not growing like a tree? ये क्या हो रहा है भाई? कथम अत्यंतम उच्छ्रायम तृणगुल्म नराधिकम स्तो वस्तुना आयाति अनिष्टेपि स्थिते स्व उच्छ्राय कारणे. That even if we don't want, some things are happening only, and many things even if we want, they are not happening. So what is this? The whole thing about the question she asks. In short, the behind the question's intention is the niyati and aniyati. है ना? Is the niyati is there? Is it continuous? Is the aniyati is there? Then how come it to be? That type of things. Like niyati is going on as per rules. Aniyati is sometime when divine grace comes, something comes, then one transcends that. ये कहाँ से हो रहा है फिर से? So, mm, mm, so how all this is happening? Then mother gives the answer. Okay, to all these questions, the answer cannot be that way given about the niyatis and aniyatis, etc. So the point is what? Okay. Vichitra baat. Somewhere the niyatis are there, somewhere they are broken. Both that happens because it is Jagat itself is mithya, it is Maya kalpita. Because it's Maya Kalpita, be attentive, it just changes as per the requirement there. It cannot be the same. So, if the Jagat is real, the Niyamas will continue. Then, if the Jagat is unreal, then it will change. But Jagat cannot be spoken as real or as unreal. It's a mixture of both of them. It is come out of this Maya only. Therefore, its continuous changes are because of the uh, pure consciousness getting molded as per the individual or mutual or total, whatever you call it as, adrushta. Adrushta is the prarabdha. So, that mother wants to answer. She is just, means the niyati. Aniyati means what? Somebody is dying early, somebody living for a long time. Some trees are growing and giving so much flowers, fruits. Others are not growing. होना तो सब में एक ही तरह होना चाहिए, है ना? Every seed should not sprout, or everything should sprout. Everybody should live for 100, or everybody should die at 50. ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? हर problem is that. है ना? Why that niyati is not properly followed in that way in her understanding? Niyati means 100 साल मतलब सबको 100 साल जीना है. Why somebody is less, somebody is more? Interesting. That answer is, that is the each individual's whatever is adrushta phala is there. Depending on that, the pure consciousness will have to continuously mold itself and present itself without ourselves changing inside. Self doesn't change. But this Maya Shakti keeps on providing to the Jivas as per their own personal. है ना? So behind her Dukkha Shoka or anybody such Prashna, they ask like that. We all do this comparing thing, is it not? कि my son has studied so much, फिर भी इसको नौकरी नहीं लगी. That fellow is just got. So too, my son is 5 years more elder. इसका शादी हुआ ही नहीं, इससे 5 साल कम है. शादी भी हो गया, उसका बच्चे भी हो गए. So many things we ask. This person is 99 years, still batting well. How come that 45 years old person just died only? आधा से कम उम्र. ये भगवान तुम्हारी नियत नहीं है, तुम पार्शियल हो, तुम दुष्ट हो, तुम राक्षस हो. दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द अनियत. समान रूप से नहीं हो रहा है. फूड ऑल्सो सेम फूड टू पीपल ईट. एक को अच्छा डाइजेस्ट होता है, दूसरे को नहीं होता. तो कारण दोष खाने का थोड़ी है वो. Somebody likes the garmi, so put out the fan and AC. Other wants very cool air. अब देखो, अब क्या करें, दुनिया ऐसी है. Therefore, mother gives Devi, Sri Devi Vacha. She starts telling the answer right from the beginning of the creation. Hmm. She talks about Parabrahma, she talks about Ishvara, she talks about Hiranyagarbha, and it is his this way Sankalpa. है ना? Once he did Sankalpa, and from his Sankalpa, the Srushti has come. In the Srushti, the Jivas have come. To the Jivas, the Karma karne ki Shakti given. Now the play started. When did it start? We don't know, but it started this. Now each Jiva, whatever karma doing, according to that, he is getting the results. And all of that is as per your question. Your question is as per what you are seeing this world as if real. Because you have not seen the reality Chidakash. The Chidakash are not seeing you ask the question. To satisfy you, the answers are given. But from my side, there is a different answer. That you reach to the Chidakasha, none of these will be there for you to ask even the Prashna. That's why the other day, one day we saw, no? Maybe some 20 days back, or even less than that. That beautiful thought, casually we said and went ahead. है ना? In the world, there are no solutions to problems, there are no answer to questions. In the world, in pure Paramatma, There is no problem to be solved. There is no question to be asked. समझ में आया थोड़ा? परमात्मा में न संशय होगा छेदन भेदन के लिए, न समस्या होगा हल करने को. जगत में न जवाब होता है न समाधान होता. थिंक अबाउट इट. That means what? The world is only a question without answer, a problem without solution. Because it's projected, it's unreal. In Paramatma, it being reality, it is unquestionable. And in reality, how can there be problem? If in reality there is problem, nobody will realize reality. यार आ जाओ परमात्मा को पाते हैं उनमें बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम है ऐसा नहीं है है ना नैनाम प्राप्य विमुह्यति अस्याम स्थित्वा अंतकाले में ब्रह्म निर्वाणम उच्यते ऐसी बात है उसका ऐसा ही उसका जवाब दिया जाता है सो हाउ शी स्टार्ट श्रीदेवी वाचा महाप्रलय संपत्तौ in the Mahapralaya happens wherein even the Pancha Mahabhutas also go and merge in the Chidaka. In that Mula Prakriti merges in the pure Chidakasha Paramatma Sthiti. वहाँ की बात बता रहे. That is called Mahapralaya Sampattau. Sarva Arthastamaye Sati. Sarva Arthastamaye. As I told you now, every Artha Padartha gets Astamita. है ना पृथ्वी इन द जल जल इन द अग्नि अग्नि इन द वायु वायु इन द आकाश आकाश इन द मूला प्रकृति चले जाते so to jnanendriyas karmendriyas all of them go into the samashti rajoguna ahankara then rajoguna tamoguna satvika ahankara including all devatas they enter into mula prakriti prakriti dissolves in paramatma at that time who is there महाप्रलय संपत्तौ सर्व अर्थ अस्तमये सति अनंत आकाशम that is चिदाकाशम आशांतम absolutely at peace सत ब्रह्म that pure brahman eva avatiष्ठते first you start from there only the sat brahma is there at that stage when all these things merge during the महाप्रलय first point कुछ भी नहीं है ओनली ब्रह्मन इज देयर देन तच्चिद्रूपतया ही इज प्योर कॉन्शियसनेस सो बाय हिज विलिंगनेस तेजः कणोहमिति चेतति he considers himself with the tejah kanaha swapne samvidyata hi tvam akasha gamanadi cha isn't it in dream a swapna a sarpa has been seen in the dream or in dream I myself do the akasha gamanam I fly in the sky, or I see a snake, or I myself become a snake. I can have a feeling I'm a snake or any other thing. That way also I can do. So it is me only, my Chit Jyoti only, with its whatever the sankalpas are there or samskaras are there of the Chitta or Mana, that type of thing happens without really happening. Here also, तच्चिद्रूपतया तेजः कणोहमिति चेतति स्वप्ने संवित् यथा अहित्वम आश आकाशादि आकाश गमनादि च so so that pure consciousness becomes aware of its consciousness that's it तेजः कणोऽसौ स्थूलत्वम् आत्मनात्मनि विन्दति असत्यमेव सत्याभे ब्रह्मांडम तदिदम स्मृतम से तेजः कण असौ दैट प्योर तेजः कण अपने आप को भावित किया हुआ दैट अनंत चिद्रूप ओनली कि स्थूलत्वम आत्मना आत्मनि विन्दति इट जस्ट does the sankalpa and projects the stulata in itself. All this more elaborately told in Bhagavata, the Puranas, in other Shastras, how even the Aitareya Upanishad, etc., how that Paramatma alone was there, he slowly, with his own sankalpa, projected Brahmanda, projected Devatas, and made them to enter that Brahmanda. Then he also entered to enliven them. So these are all told now, same here. Now remember, none of these ideas right now we may not understand, no doubt. No problem. Because of lack of our intellectual subtlety. But such knowledge is existing, that data we are receiving. Then, in the knowledge, in the clear understanding of these knowledges, the picture becomes clear. The position of the Brahman, position of the Maya, position of the Ishvara, position of Hiranyagarbha, position of this entire gross world in its infinitude, position of every jiva, jiva's every upadhis, his antakarana and his sankalpa, kamana, everything is karma, karma phala. इनका हर एक का पोजिशन हमें क्लियरली समझना है. That is the purpose for which we are given intellect, we are given the Shastras, we are given the Gurus, we are given the Satsangs, and we are given the entire human life. Human beings' evolution is through knowledge, in the knowledge. When he is getting these sublime knowledges, the ignorance born, the illusion born, the gross things as well as the problems there, they get dissolved. When the highest knowledge is gained that everything is Brahman alone, no problem remains at all. So Jnana se Kaivalya means this. Before we become qualified for the Brahma Jnana theoretical, the Brahma Jnana practical sadhana, the Brahma Jnana experiential. At our own level, as per our questions and ability to answer, get the answer or understand the answer, we are told about all these prakriyas. Even what is said now, that the Paramatma himself called Jyotikana thought, then that Jyotikana Ru Paramatma now himself is assuming that Stulata. That is his choice. अब जाके उनको पूछो. Again, these are all answers because you are asking. Otherwise, in the pure Brahman, which is as it is always, nothing finally is there. He alone is there. But all of them, तुम देख रहे हो, तुम है मान रहे हो, इसलिए वो है. Today, our Mandukya was only this talk. For 1 hour we discussed, or half an hour we discussed. Then what? Tat Sidrupataya Tejakkanohamiti Chetati Swapne Samvid Yata Ahitvam Akasha Gamanadicha. Like pure consciousness alone, all pervading. Even in dream. Now, is it not having that samvit in the Swapna, the Sarpa Akara, any other Akara it is getting? Is it not even getting the Akara like that of a Pakshi? Is it not flying? So, the Sukshma Akasha Sthiti in the Sapna, then the Stula Pakshi or the Sarpa, then the Sarpa moving on the ground, entering to the below or entering to water, then Pakshi flying in the sky. Who is taking all that form? Is it not Chit Jyoti only taking those forms? Because Chit is Sarva Vyapaka. If it is Sarva Vyapaka, then it is that Chit Sarupa only appearing like that, we have to say. So it is he is taking the whole form of the world and playing the play. It is his ichcha. So that idea of Ishvara with his Sarvajnata, Sarvashaktimata, that he is doing all of that is a great relieving answer to all our gross questions. Then answer, go and ask him. When you go him, you are not there. You become one with him. Then the whole world is realized as one. All questions dissolve. So, tejakkanausau sthulatvam atmana atmani vindati. Asatyameva satyabham brahmandam tadidam smrutam. In this way, when he himself done the kalpana of the stulata, the stula brahmandata appeared. Therefore, this brahmanda, though it is asatyam, satyarupena abhati. Though it is not real, only is kalpita, but because the power of the kalpana of that Lord, the Brahmanda, Stula Brahmanda, appearing to be the Satya. So, Tatra Antar Brahma Tadveti Brahmaya Mahamityatha. Then within that entering, he says, I am the owner of this Brahmanda. Therefore, I am Brahma. That is the Brahma Deva. So, that's how he considers himself. Thereafter, I kya karu? See that Mother Saraswati's explanation. Manorajyam saha kurute swatmaivam tadidam jagat. Once he himself identified with his Brahmanda, kalpita by him, no, it is his Manorajya. that he is making the whole things. In that your question about the niyati and aniyati, niyama and aniyama, all of them are in that Brahma Devas Manorajya, they are there. Therefore, all that is happening here is his own Manorajya. Those who understand it, they smile and laugh at anything happening at the micro level, individual level, at the macro level, universal cosmic level. उनको ये सब होना जो हो रहा है ना वो जैसा बाकी को दिखता है ऐसा नहीं दिखता उनको वो उस ईश्वर का लीला के रूप में दिखता है। लीला ब्रह्मांड मंडला हो दिस इज व्हाट इट इज So that is called as Paramatma Parabrahma. With his Shakti he is called as Ishvara. Then he has become Hiranyagarbha. Then with his Sankalpa the whole Brahmanda is Kalpita. With that Brahmanda Adhisthana, that Brahmadeva, he is playing the Manorajya in which so many jivas, dehas, upadhis, their karmas, karma phalas, all these nautanki is going on, going on. So tatra antar brahma tad veti brahma ayam aham iti atha. तो अपने आप को जैसे हम स्वप्न करके प्रोजेक्ट उसमें आई एम लॉयर डॉक्टर whatever don't you imagine it it is your own manorajya and there you are going through all those experiences also that as a lawyer you went to the court then you argued that case you won that and then you really gave that justice to the people who deserved by your argument ये आपका मनोराज्य है ना important in that swapna, the court, the judge, the other lawyer, the prosecutor, and I, the defense lawyer, and the people who are convicted or acquitted, whatever they are, culprits or accused or whoever the victims, all of them are my own mana projecting. Must, isn't it? If in the dream there is a chasing happens, the chased and chasing both are me only. And the running, that speeds, the roads, the turns, the twists, सब कुछ मेरा ही मन है ना Imagine a yuddha in the dream. So both the armies throwing all the weapons and all, variety of them. सारा अपना मन ही है कर्ता कर्म क्रिया स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण the akasha in that akasha the yuddha is everything is manokalpana. That is the power of Bhagavan Sankalpa Shakti called as Maya. So, Manorajyam Sakurute Swatmaivam Tadidam Jagat. So, therefore, it all Jagat is that Paramatma only. He only through his Sankalpa appeared like this Jagat and playing his Manorajya. Tasmin Pratamataha Sarge. In that the Sarga in the beginning, Ya Yatha Yatra Samvidaha Kachitaha. In the first time of the projection of the Jagat, whatever Bhagavan has done, the Sankalpa, okay, tas tata tatra sthita adya api nischalaha. So rules, regulations in the very first creation, whatever the Lord has made, projected, वो अभी तक चल रहे हैं बस that's why the niyati in that niyati both the things one niyati is the what the phenomenal world what happens same all the time. Second niyati is at the level of the living beings. The niyati of all the three types of papa karma, adhogati, punya karma, urdhagati, sadhana, then uttamagati. This is also part of niyati. In the grass niyati mein, it will be like that only. Sun in the center, planets around, they move. It's the niyati only that the flame of the lamp goes up and the water goes down. It's a niyati. It is like that. The water is without viscosity, but the oil is viscous. वो उनका नियत ही ऐसा बनाया उन्होंने. And there's a meaning in it, purpose. That's what we'll be studying later on. That in that way only the jivas are given the facilities to. अगर नियति बदलता है कि आम का पेड़ लगा सीताफल आया तो फिर विल बी कंफ्यूज मैं क्या करूं you understand it from beginning of creation when the seed of mango is put mango tree only will come and to the mango tree mangoes only will come and a man goes to eat those mangoes. Isn't it? That's the niyati. Jagan niyati it is. The water flows down. That is always niyati. As you ask the question about why the fire is hot. That's how Paramatma thought that the fire should be hot. Hai. He made a thing which is hot. We call it as fire. Then we say fire is hot. Then we ask why the fire is hot. Understood? हम पूछते हैं ये आग गरम क्यों है? एक चीज गरम है जिसको आपने आग नाम लगाया और आप पूछ रहे हो आग गरम क्यों है? आग गरम नहीं है, जो गरम है उसको आग कहते हैं. Then the niyati of all the things. Some things are solid, some things are bitter or brittle, some are in liquid state, some are in gaseous. Or whatever you see in this world, for all those you see and ask a question, the answer is this common. पहला भगवान ने जैसे बनाया वो अब तक चल रहा है. Everything a human being. In the beginning of creation, he was eating with the mouth. Now इतना time pass हो गया, then science and technology has come. So let us start eating from the nose. ऐसा होता है क्या? Unless somebody has problem in the throat, cancer, etc. उनको नाक से नली लगा के पेट को फाड़ के वहां से they give the surviving food and all. That is exceptions. But otherwise, नियति वही है कि नहीं? Think about it. One niyati is about the worldly things. Second, our niyati is punya karma, sukha, pava karma, dukkha. Then punya pava samana, manusya loka. Then sadhana karo moksha. That's the niyati. Same way, when you touch the hot thing, if it is, its heat is more than your hands burning capacity of receiving the heat, hand will burn. Like anything you hold, all things have the heat. But it doesn't burn your hand because the heat of that thing is not more than what the hand can bardasht हो. But same पतीला को कोई आप गर्म करो, है ना? Then the heat of the patila is not tolerable by my hand. Therefore it burns. So too things are having the coldness. When you hold them, it doesn't matter. But when the barf को पकड़ोगे, so the capacity of the coolness of the barf is more than what it stand to. Therefore the hand becomes cold. These are all नीति नियम बनाए गए. From the beginning of creation, this is. In this, a jiva getting the body for a particular purpose, for a particular period of time, then the body dying. Body dying is one certainty. This way the body dies is another certainty. Both are niyati only. Body dying is universal principle. Then certainly dying is another principle depending on each individual's karma done, knowing or unknowing. So it's going on now. Don't question it. Don't try to change it. वो सारे ना रूल्स को आप अवॉइड कर लो, एक्सेप्ट करो तो प्रॉब्लम खत्म हो जाता. दैट्स व्हाई वन ऑफ द ब्यूटीफुल थिंग सम पीपल आस्क हमें गुरु को क्यों सुनना है उनके बाद, व्हाई शुड वी फॉलो व्हाट ही सेज. ओनली वन आंसर इज टू गेट रिड ऑफ दैट स्टूपिड क्वेश्चन. टू रिमूव दैट क्वेश्चन एंड ईगो, दैट यू हैव टू जस्ट लिसन. कोई मतलब नहीं है. अपने प्रश्न को, अपने हम को छोड़ने के लिए गुरु जो कहते हैं वो करना है. करो या ना करो फर्क नहीं पड़ता. How does it make a difference to Guru when it doesn't make difference to you? So to drop that question, we have to listen to him in that way here also. Then yad yatha spuritam chittam tatata hi atmachit bhavetu swayameva aniyamataha aniyamataha tattat syat neha kinchana. Therefore, everything follows its niyama. No thing is without its niyama. In that also, yad yatha spuritam chittam tatatahi atmachit bhavet. So for the samashti Ishvara kaho ya you and the individual jiva, wherever, whatever the way the chitta sankalpa happens, in that way the chit swarupa Paramatma appears and manifests. That means what? Like a jadugar or any yogi. With his sankalpa he manifests something, na? In the same way, all of us are jadugar only. That with our own jadu, that we did sankalpa and the whole world is in front of us. But our problem is like Abhimanyu. We can make the jadu and guso inside and we don't know how to come out. That is they give the makdi ka jal. वो बनाकर फंस जाती है उसमें ऐसा. We know half of it, how to enter. We don't know how to come out. Otherwise, the whole samsara is not given just like to me by anybody's choice. It is my own choice from my side. Therefore, I am that Mayavi. I am that Jadugar, that I have done all this. And I am caught up in it. But still, I have power still in me dormant. That by changing the processes, I can myself demayafy everything. Toxification, detoxification, as they say, demayafy, we can do that. So up to this, we have seen 14 slokas. Little summary of it. Then the further thoughts we'll discuss tomorrow. Thank you. Om Purnamadaha. Bol Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. Dhanyavad. Little opening up. Let's see. Continue listening.